Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Welcome to Monday. It's the start of another week. You're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by ppcphuket.com. Be careful driving to Phuket town this evening, as the bonfire to the gods is set to take place tonight in Phuket town, with street processions making their way to Sapan Hin for the mass ritual to send the 9 emperor gods back to the heavens as the Phuket Vegetarian Festival heads into its final night.
All major shrines taking part in the Vegetarian Festival will hold street processions through the heart of Phuket town tonight, traditionally one of the busiest and loudest nights of the festival. Phuket Provincial Police have released a series of maps showing the routes to be taken by 4 major shrines in order to inform motorists where streets will be closed. The maps also inform people where the street processions will pass so they can witness the spectacle. The first main street procession will begin at 10 p.m. with devotees from the Bang Neow Shrine taking to the streets. The street processions will all arrive at Sapan Hin in time for midnight, when a bonfire of prayers and blessings will be set alight, followed by a large fireworks display to mark the end of this year's Vegetarian Festival. This past weekend also saw more street processions, as well as the popular 72-step blade ladder climb in Phuket town's Bang Neow Shrine, where dozens of devotees participated. While tonight marks the official end of this year's Vegetarian Festival, a final ceremony will be held at all participating shrines at sunset tomorrow, as the traditional goteng poles are lowered. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Tamanat Prompao, a convicted drug trafficker who is currently the Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives, was in Phuket this past weekend to review plans to allow farmers and develop SorPorKor land into areas that generate income from tourism.
So-called SorPorKor land became available after the Land Reform Act of 1975. The Land Reform Project was intended to provide poor farmers with what was deemed to be degraded forest areas so that they could eke out a living growing crops on state land. Phuket province specifically has just over 32,300 rai of land in Phuket under the administration of the Agricultural Land Reform Office, ALRO, but it's better known by its Thai initials, SorPorKor. And of that land, just under half of it, about 13,000 rai, may be allocated to farmers. However, so far, just under 10,000 rai of that land has been allocated to farmers in Phuket, and 10 sub-districts as far south as Rawai and as far north as Chengtalay and Paklok. During an event held at the Bang Neow Dam Reservoir in Sri Sutorn this week, Tamanat stated that the problem is the land inside the, quote, reform zone areas is mostly hilly, and he says it's unsuitable for farming, but given that they have sea views, that is suitable for tourist service businesses like hotels, shops, and restaurants. The original Land Reform Act of 1975 allowed the government to allocate SorPorKor land to farmers who could only use that land for agriculture, but the land could not be sold legally as it's still government land. But in 2020, the rules were revised, which allowed farmers to develop this SorPorKor land for 12 uses, including to build a petrol station, post office, a marketplace, restaurants, apartment complex, and other businesses. The move raised serious concerns among even property developers amid fears of the impact of massive deforestation of the hills on Phuket would have on Phuket's tourist industry, the very industry that the farmers would be looking to cash in on. Of note, large tracts of land in the hills of both north and south of Patong are SorPorKor land. Regardless, the farmers met Tamanat this week and they made a request for the issuance of title deeds in the land reform areas, and they also requested that Tamanat help to expedite the implementation of various projects related to use of farmers' arable land. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
I was sure that it'll be easier to clear you from my mind. I wish you fall out from the window, take a bad trip to the ground. Ooh, ain't been the pleasure, see your pressure just before you break a bone.
Authorities are hoping that a new diving attraction officially set up near Ratchayai Island, south of Phuket, will provide more areas for divers to explore and will lessen the pressure on nearby coral reefs ahead of the upcoming tourist high season.
Marine officials inspected the area located just off Phuket's southern tip on Friday. The main attraction is a sunken boat on the seabed that tour operators can offer as a diving attraction to interested divers. No specific details were provided on the vessel. However, authorities believe local tour operators will bring in at least 100 tours per day as the number of visitors to Phuket increases into the popular high season. Officials hope that the new diving attraction would ease the amount of people who check out the coral reefs in the area, which would go a long way to protect them and allow them to regenerate. Volunteers from a local diving group called the Rakraya Group worked with the Coastal Marine Department team to install a buoy at the site so tour operators can easily navigate the area. For more, visit thePhuketNews.com.
Patong Surf Lifesaving has announced that nighttime beach patrols have resumed in their efforts to increase safety on the sands at Patong during hours of the dark.
The number of night watchmen at Patong Beach has yet to be confirmed, but the patrols have resumed with the intent of covering as much of the beach as possible and to be always ready with equipment to rescue people from the surf. As recently as last Wednesday, a Patong Baywatch patrol had to safely recover a tourist from the water at nearly 9 p.m. at night. At the end of the tourism high season in March of this year, Patong Surf Lifesaving explained that the main objectives of the night patrols were to warn tourists about the risk of theft, patrol the beach line from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., to prevent night swimming, indecent and inappropriate behavior, as well as maintain a first aid station at the Bangla Road exit from 7 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. This is in addition to assisting intoxicated tourists. For more, visit thePhuketNews.com.
We really appreciate you joining us today on Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Check us out at thePhuketNews.com for these stories and so much more, and check us out tomorrow. And until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks and mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.